YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Politics, aka the Crazy Uncle. Hey, if this your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, I titled this one My Adidas. And then for those y'all that actually really don't know what's going on with Kanye West, ever since that he did that true statement about the Jews or the fake Jews, right? Then he's actually really been losing deals left and right. So, because J.P. Morgan, you know, they don't want his money in their bank anymore. And I actually really did a, I actually really did a post on Facebook about okay, well, if J.P. Morgan or any of these banks that are out here, right? You know, I just actually I really just asked the question. You know what? What would happen to these banks if everybody, regardless of what's in your bank account, right? Just as long as you don't owe them, right? Uh, you almost want to ask the question is what would happen if everybody would just say, you know what, the hell with the bank, give me my check in my goddamn hand, right? Oh, you almost got to ask yourself, okay, well, what indeed would happen to all of the banks if people actually really just started this decide, you know what, not because of what the fuck happened to Kanye, just to actually really to be like, hey, look, we know what you motherfuckers are actually really doing with our money. So guess what? Just give me my check in my hand and then I go cash it. Now whether I actually really go cash it at a bank or the check cash in place, hey, then you know that's on me. Because you gotta look at it like this, people. You're gonna get charged either way, whether it's from your own bank or whether you actually really do that shit at the check cash in place, right? Or I think what a lot of people are doing now, they actually like really going to these actual like really bank cards, but then again, uh, look at you gotta look at it like this, right? Whether you actually really dealing with an actual bank or a bank card, guess what? It's a bank attached to it some damn where, and you gonna get charged money. So, but in either case, uh, all this stuff going on with Kanye, right? So now, uh, they done got where now that Adidas, right? I guess they said they didn't had enough. But here's the thing with Adidas, and a lot of people don't know this, right? That Adidas, right, is the same shoe company that made combat boots for the Nazi army, and we all know. I mean, I get the fact, like a lot of people be like, okay, well, what the fuck is wrong with that? And but then when you actually really look at, well, once you find out what we actually really know now about the Nazi army, who actually was actually like in charge of it, right? Then you could be like, well, damn, right? They made footwear for the army, the Nazi army, that did away with the so-called Jews, right? Now, they're like saying, as far as like the Holocaust goes, everybody, holler about 6 million Jews there, 6 million Jews that, 6 million Jews the other. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here. Well, actually, I am gonna say it. Um, again, considering knowing what we know about the Jew versus the YEW or Hebrew, right? And what they actually really look like. And then you go back and then you look at the Holocaust and you be like, okay, well, they don't look nothing like us, right? So now the question comes, okay, well, who in the hell did Hitler kill, right? Because again, I tend to look at it like this. You can actually like really be a Hebrew, right? Which there's no type of religion involved, ain't no type of practice involved, ain't none of that involved, right? Or you can actually really call yourself being Jewish, right? Where that, for the most part, a religion is involved, practices are done, right? And then you call yourself either a Jewish rabbi or a Hebrew rabbi, whatever the case may be, right? So again, you got to look at it like this. I tend to look at the original Hebrew versus what these people in the record industry call themselves, Jewish people. I tend to look at them as like, okay, Jupiter and Saturn, right? Both of them being the biggest planets in the solar system, right? Jupiter is beautiful as well as Saturn, or Satan, as it's called, because it's the sixth planet in order. It travels at a velocity of 6 miles per second, and the third innermost ring is 6,000 miles away from the planet. 666. That's if you actually don't look at it like that. Now, what I'm saying is that people actually really tend to go to beauty, right, versus what is the real deal, right? If y'all actually really remember the movie Devil's Advocate, right? Al Pacino playing Lucifer himself. If you just go back and watch the very end of that movie, what did he say? Vanity is my greatest sin, right? So then when you actually really look at it, if you look at the so-called Jewish people, let's just go ahead and call them Jewish people, because that's exactly what the fuck they are. They are not original. So you mess around, right? And you grow up in the hood, right? And then for the most part, you look at your surroundings, you don't like your surroundings. So 9 times out of 10, right? Way back then, and it's pretty much the same way now, right? The only way that you actually really gonna get out of the hood is like you either finna play professional sports, namely basketball or football, or you try to get on the microphone and you gonna bust a rhyme or two, right? So basically what happens is that here it is, you sound pretty good. Here come these record deal people, flash a lot of money in your face, more money than you have actually ever seen, right? And so you want to get out of the hood. So guess what the fuck you finna do? You finna sign off on that contract deal, not really knowing what the fuck you signing, right? But all what the fuck you looking at, you just looking at that money. You looking at that payday, right? Which for the most part, right, you have to treat money the exact same way that you do a contract. A lot of these motherfuckers they never read the fine print on the contract. Just like a lot of y'all don't read the fine print on paper. And I can't tell y'all how many times I done told y'all. Look at it, what it says it up there in the upper it's either the upper left or the lower right. This notice of legal tender, which can be used to be paid, can use to pay debts, both private and public. But if you don't know what the fuck legal tender means, right, then you gonna actually really think that this is real money. When in all actuality, people, it's nothing. You might as well be playing motherfucking Monopoly, right? And hopefully you don't. Hopefully you don't land on that one spot that says go to jail, right? Or the income tax fee, whatever whatever the case may be. So in other case, when put it like this, when you put yourself out on the forefront and you say, hey, this is what we can do for you. This is who I am, right? I'm giving you this money. So, but the first time that you actually really talk, when you actually really talk against it, when you talk against the establishment, right? Then the establishment, they get pissed off at you because they didn't put money in your pocket, whether you actually really want to call it real or not, but they didn't put money in your pocket, right? You famous, all these people looking at you, want to be like you, right? But then once you find out who the hell you actually really been working for, right? Then here come all the turmoil. They want to counsel you. They want to take all your, they want to take all your, they want to take all your little monopoly money, or they tell you, hey, keep your monopoly money, right? And then, but we gonna take all these endorsements from you. And you were like, damn, all of this because I actually came out and said something? Because of what the fuck is actually really going on? See, here's the problem with people like that, right? Because I just feel like I feel like this. If I'm telling the truth about you, right? Then I mean, yeah, you can act like really go out and act like really try to deny all of this stuff, right? But put like this: if a motherfucker put you on blast, right, and then you try to counsel this person, then apparently the allegation or allegations must be true. Because why else would you go through all of this trouble, right? And then again, it's just like people. A lot of y'all actually really know what it means, what it means to be anti-Semitic, right? But here's the deal. A lot of it, this actually really goes a hell of a lot deeper than what a lot of y'all can ever imagine, right? Because it's just for the simple fact, it ain't about, put like this, whether or not you are actual Hebrew or you or a Jew, and it actually really goes deeper than that because because my whole deal is this. It's just like what I told y'all earlier about Jupiter and Satan or Saturn, right? One is the truth, the other is a lie, right? And so then again, everybody holler about the 13 bloodlines, this, that, the third, right? So, well, again, I just look at it like this. So you got the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And then Now you got 13 bloodlines of them other motherfuckers, right? So again, you got there's Jupiter, and then there's Saturn. One of them is one of them is the original, one of them is a fake, but the one that's actually really making all of the goddamn noise, right? That's the one that the average motherfucker is actually really gonna go to first. Because the one that's making all the noise, they're the ones that's got the money. They the ones that got the money, right? And these other people over here, they be like, hey, look, we're making our own stuff versus you going out and buying some shit that's already made, right? So again, this is how you have to look at it. It's a lot deeper than what a lot of people can actually really imagine. It's almost like what old boy said on Half Baked. When Killer the dog died, there was and the motherfucker was like, I believe it's a little bit more complex than that. And then he was just like, and then again, go back and watch that particular scene, right? Because it says right there, it said to understand how Killer died, you got to understand who Killer the dog was. And then they said, now Killer was born to a three-legged bitch mother, right? Said he was always ashamed of this man. And then right after that, he got adopted by this man, Tito Lieberich, right? And he pushed Killer into training, and then the thing that Killer is good, man. He's damn good. And then one day he had to fight his brother Nibbles, right? And he said, no, man, I can't do that. I can't fight my brother. I can't fight Nibbles. He said they made him fight anyway. And then Killer killed Nibbles. Killer said, that's it. Called off all his fights, started smoking crack, and he freaked out, man. Right? And he OD'd and he laid out on the floor. So again, I'm telling you, Killer the dog. Look at how he came up. Look who got hold to him. Right? And then look at who he had to fight. And look at how he ended up. Now, I'm telling you, look, this is what the fuck is happening to Kanye West right now. Right? Grew up. Motherfuckers found out that he could rap a little bit. Went out there, signed that deal. He rapping, right? And so, again, people, y'all really have to like stop and actually really look at things. Now I know y'all look at me, yeah, he the crazy uncle. He talking that bullshit as usual, right? But at the same time, these motherfuckers will tell you all the time what the fuck they doing, why they doing it, but motherfuckers still want to go over there. You still want to go over there, right? After you didn't see what these motherfuckers did to previous artists. So, but the thing with Kanye is this, right? Kanye, like a lot of people are with Kanye. A lot of motherfuckers are against him. A lot of people are straddling the fence. A lot of people saying that that's what the fuck Kanye is doing. He's straddling the motherfucking fence. But whatever the fuck he's doing, right? Whatever the fuck he's doing, just know that he is the new pile of shit. And here come all of the flies trying to get into that new pile of shit, right? So, so basically, the thing about it though is this: I'm just telling you why the flies are around the shit, right? And then just to actually really go back to this whole Adidas and Nazi army thing, right? A lot of people. Again, this is something else that you might want to look into. World War I or World War II, right? When Hitler was actually really on the rise, and this motherfucker, he kicking ass and taking names, trying to do world domination, right? You might want to figure out what country was actually really funding both sides of the goddamn war. Right? Again, it's just something else to actually really think about, right? Let's don't be going around hollering about, oh, Kanye crazy. There ain't nothing wrong with that guy. I mean, granted the fact a lot of people saying that people say, oh, well, that boy ain't been right ever since his mama passed. Well, guess what? Both of my parents gone, and I ain't been about right neither. So, but the thing about it though is this: I'm not in the public eye like Kanye is, right? But my whole deal is this: I've been talking like this for forever and a day. So ain't shit gonna change. Ain't shit gonna change with the crazy uncle. So, um, so with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street around the corner. Paulus Harris, aka the crazy uncle. Hey, listen, uh, tomorrow, I'll be talking about this same thing. I'm gonna have once again, I'm gonna have Zachary Lee Kawan on. You already heard my insight, so come tomorrow, you'll get to hear his piece. So anybody that's actually really gonna watch this show, right? Make sure that you guys actually really tune in tomorrow, 12:30 my time, or as the motherfuckers say, hey, Central Standard Time, right? Me and Zach, we probably gonna be on what about an hour and a half, depending on whatever else subjects that we actually really gonna be talking about, tomorrow. So again, like what I said earlier, hey, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, across the street around the corner. Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Till next time.